Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're building out your essential toolkit for mastering Windows OS mechanics, and we're going to do it safely and professionally. Whether you're aiming for a help desk role or, you just want to really understand what's happening under the hood of your machine, we're going to walk through the critical tools you'll literally use dozens of times a day. Think about it for a second. What actually separates an everyday Windows user from an actual IT professional? Well, the difference really comes down to understanding those hidden mechanics, and more importantly, adopting a strict do-no-harm mentality to protect user data. I mean, a standard user might just click around until something finally works, right? But a technician knows exactly what every single click does, especially when it comes to system stability and data preservation.
So, here's our structural roadmap. We're going to escalate from simple daily tasks to critical emergencies. We'll start with the Everyday Desktop Toolkit, move on to managing files and folders, check out file attributes and security, take a quick peek at the Windows registry, and finish up with troubleshooting and system recovery. Let's get into it.
Starting off with Section 1, the Everyday Desktop Toolkit. These are the absolute fundamentals you'll navigate continually throughout your day.
First up, let's talk about shortcuts. Basically, a shortcut is just an icon that points to a file, folder, or program stored somewhere else entirely. You can spot them by that little arrow in the lower left corner. A great way to think about them is like web page bookmarks. If you delete a bookmark in your browser, the actual website doesn't go away, right? The exact same thing applies here. Deleting a shortcut just removes the link. The original file is completely untouched. So never assume a broken shortcut means a deleted file. It might have just been moved.
All right, time for our first technician caution. When you delete a file from your internal hard drive, it sends safely to the recycle bin. It just sits there until you empty it or restore the file. But, and this is a big but, if you delete a file from removable media, like a USB drive or an SD card, it is permanently deleted right then and there. It totally skips the recycle bin. So never assume files deleted from a flash drive can just be casually recovered from the bin. As an IT pro, you've got to know when a deletion is final. Next up, let's talk about dialog boxes. As a tech, you're going to spend a huge chunk of your time configuring settings in these small windows. Understanding the standard controls here saves time and honestly prevents major mistakes. For instance, notice the difference between checkboxes and radio buttons. Checkboxes let you toggle multiple independent settings on or off at the exact same time. But radio buttons, they're grouped together and they strictly limit you to a single choice.
Zooming in on the bottom of those dialog boxes, we hit another vital technician caution. You've got Apply, OK, and Close. Look, we've all been tempted to just hit that red X Close button, but absolutely do not do this if you meant to save your work. Clicking the X just tosses out any unsaved changes you've made. Apply, on the other hand, saves your changes immediately without actually closing the window. OK saves the changes and closes the window at the same time. A great pro habit? Always click Apply first to test a setting and then hit OK only when you're 100% confident it's working.
Moving right along to Section 2, Managing Files and Folders. We're heading behind the scenes now to the absolute bread and butter of any help desk technician's daily workflow. Navigating File Explorer is just an essential skill. Up at the top, the address bar gives you the full file path. It tells you the exact location of a file, starting with the drive letter, like C for your main internal drive, followed by the folder structure, and ending with the actual file name. And speaking of the file name, it usually ends with a dot and a few letters, like .docx or .exe. That is the file extension. It's basically how Windows knows exactly which app to use to open that file. When you're organizing files, you mainly use two actions, copy and move. Copying just duplicates the file, so the original stays perfectly in place. Moving, which you usually do by cutting and pasting, relocates the file entirely. It pulls it right out of its original spot. And hey, serious warning for you here, never blindly rename or change those file extensions we just talked about. If you just change a .jpg to a .docx without knowing what you're doing, you will completely break Windows' ability to open the file correctly.
Now, what if you just need to find a file? Enter Windows Search. But how on earth does it search thousands of files so incredibly fast? The secret is indexing. Think of Windows indexing options exactly like the index at the back of a huge textbook. Instead of reading every single page to find a keyword, Windows just checks the index and boom, finds it instantly. So if a user complains that a search failed, don't automatically assume the file doesn't exist anymore. It might just mean that specific folder hasn't been added to the indexing options yet.
All right, on to Section 3, File Attributes and Security.
let's shift focus to how Windows treats specific items on the hard drive through its built-in rules and basic security measures. Every file and folder has attributes that control its behavior. Here are the 4 basic ones you absolutely need to know. Read-only stops the file from being changed or deleted unless you tweak the setting first. Hidden keeps it completely out of sight during normal browsing. Archive is this handy little marker that tells backup software if a file was changed since the last backup. And finally, System. This marks a critical Windows file. Everyday users should absolutely never mess with system files, because modifying them can just straight up damage the operating system.
If you dive into a folder's advanced properties, you're going to find some really critical tools, specifically the options for compression and encryption, right down at the bottom. These are advanced attributes, and trust me, they serve very distinct purposes in a technician's toolkit.
It is super important that you do not confuse these two. Consider this a major technician caution. Compression shrinks a file's physical size on the disk to save space. Encryption, however, scrambles the file's data so only authorized users with the right key can actually read it. So, one saves space, the other ensures privacy. They are definitely not the same thing. A file can be compressed, it can be encrypted, it can be both, or it can be neither.
Okay, we're entering the danger zone now. Section 4, the Windows Registry. We're keeping things strictly at an awareness level here, mostly because this is where things can go very, very wrong if you aren't careful. So what actually is the Windows Registry? Honestly, think of it as a massive, continuously updating database. It acts as the central nervous system for your entire computer. It stores configuration settings for basically everything: your installed hardware, device drivers, application preferences, and all those specific user customizations like your desktop background and sound settings. It loads right into memory during startup and just keeps everything running smoothly in one organized place.
To view or tweak these settings, techs use a built-in tool called regedit. But I'm issuing a red alert technician caution right now. This is not your standard settings menu. For this explainer, we're literally just looking at it so you know what it is. Incorrect changes made here can completely and permanently prevent Windows from even starting up properly.
And that brings us to the ultimate golden rule of the registry. Listen closely to this one. A backup of the registry should always be made before any change in case the change needs to be undone. Seriously, never touch the registry without backing it up first. You always need a safety net, because if a tweak goes sideways, you'll desperately need that backup to restore the system's central nervous system back to working order. Finally, let's move to Section 5, Troubleshooting and System Recovery. We've covered the everyday tools, but what must a technician do when a system becomes so damaged it won't even boot normally?
When standard troubleshooting just isn't cutting it, you need the Windows Recovery Environment, or WinRE. If a computer refuses to boot, there's a brilliant little trick we use. You power on the machine, and the second you see the Windows logo or those spinning dots, you force it off by holding down the power button. You interrupt that boot process 3 times in a row. On that 3rd attempt, Windows realizes something is critically wrong and automatically triggers automatic repair. From there, you just select Advanced Options, then Troubleshoot, and boom, you land right in the vital Windows Recovery Environment.
Once you're actually inside the recovery environment, you've got several tools at your disposal, and they do very different things. A restore point is essentially a time machine. It just reverts system files and registry settings to an earlier date, totally leaving personal files alone. A system image, on the other hand, restores the entire drive exactly as it was, apps and files included. Then you have a recovery drive, which lets you reinstall Windows from a USB, while Reset This PC does a fresh, clean installation of Windows right from the hard drive. And that leads us to our final and honestly most crucial technician caution of this entire explainer. Always start with the least destructive troubleshooting method to protect user data. For example, try a restore point first before jumping straight to a full system reinstallation. And never, ever choose Reset This PC without absolutely confirming with the user that they want to keep their personal files. Clicking the wrong option there, it will lead to accidental, completely unrecoverable data loss.
So I want to leave you with this somewhat provocative question. As an IT technician, is your ultimate loyalty to fixing the operating system or protecting the user's data? Think about it. The answer should always be the data. Operating systems can be reinstalled in an hour. Family photos and critical business documents, they can't. Cementing this do-no-harm mentality is what truly elevates you from an everyday user to a real IT professional. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you feel ready to confidently tackle those real-world help desk scenarios